Okay, check this out. This is my, over here on the left, this is my new CryptoBot. Okay, so these are the tickers. These are basically all of the crypto pairs that the bot is currently trading actively, and below that is the trading rounds. Now, trading round is a subsequent buy and sell of the same pair, right? So if you look over here, okay, we bought, this is Tron against BTC Bitcoin. Okay, so we bought 389 Tron at this price here, and then as soon as we got those, we sell 389 Tron at this price, right? So 308 the buy price, 315 the sell price, and that, what that amounts to, is about a 2% gain on that trade. Okay, when that sell order fills, this round will be, this won't be here anymore. It'll disappear from this list. This number decreases by 1 over here, right? Let's see if I can highlight that. That number decreases by 1, you know, and this list adjusts itself, right? So there's 63 open rounds right now, and then if you notice, the ones on the very top here are the ones that the buy order has been placed, but it hasn't filled yet. So until it fills, there's no sell order, so it just shows up as blanks. And I've got 3 of those that are waiting for the buy order to fill before the sell order gets placed. In the meanwhile, so that's 3. So the other 60 are rounds that are waiting for the sell order to fill, and they're all, there's a bunch here, okay? And at the bottom you'll see Bitcoin USDT, and below, above that, you'll usually see Ethereum BTC, or yeah, Ethereum USDT. And the reason for that is because the price, because these things are sorted by the distance in points to the target price, right? So this one, or well, with the exceptions of the ones that are, hey, something just filled. Anyway, with the exceptions of the ones that are up here at the top, right? Because these don't have filled buy orders yet. But if you look at the sell, the ones that have a sell order in place, you look at the distance. Okay, so the price here says 315, right? That's Tron. So if we look here at Tron, we look at the price here, it's showing the ask price is 307. So that's only 8 points away from completion, right? As soon as it hits 315, right, and somebody takes that, then that puts it at the top of the order book on the sell side, and eventually someone will take that. Someone from the buy side will take my order from the sell side, and that will complete this trading round. Oh, you see the number went up to 64 because something filled. I wasn't paying attention to what it was, but something went in and filled while we weren't looking, or maybe while I was scrolling, I don't know. So anyway, what I was saying, the ones at the top here are the closest to completion, right, in points. So this, like I said, this one's 7 points away from completion because the exit price is 315, and the price of Tron here right now is 307. So it's 8 points away from completion, right? And they go, the further down you go, the further away these are from completion, right? But if you look here, so Tron I'm buying at 308 and I'm selling at 315. There's only a 7 point journey that it has to travel in order to complete that round. Whereas with Bitcoin, I'm going all the way to the bottom here, right? We have, you know, 21,450 is the entry price. 22,363 and 24 cents is the exit price. And if you subtract that from that and remove the periods, because I'm counting points, right? So even though this is 23,000, or let's see, 22,363.24, right? You look at it as 223,000 points, basically, minus 214,000 points. And that's the distance that the price has to move in order to complete this round. So because these distances are so much bigger, Bitcoin USDT tends to end up at the very bottom of the list. But what happens though is as the price approaches, as the ask price approaches the exit price here, this thing just sort of shoots up like in leaps and bounds. And then all of a sudden, it might be at the bottom, and then 5 minutes later it'll be halfway up, and then a minute later it'll be way at the top here, but it'll fill before it even shows up at the top. Right, so it's kind of interesting the way that works. Another thing that is not showing right now because the prices aren't close to filling any orders at the moment. But when the bid price gets close to one of these entry prices, right, then you'll see the bid price light up in green. So let's say it's Ethereum BTC, right, and Ethereum BTC. Well, let's say AVAX, right, Avalanche BTC, right. So we have Avalanche here. When this price, what does that say? It's 10,009, right? When it gets down to when it gets down to within 5 points of this 90.21, so it's got about 1,000 points to go, right? But when it gets to within 5 points of that price, this price here will, is it Avalanche? Yeah, this price here will light up green, right? Likewise, if one of these guys, right, if the ask price gets close to one of these sell prices, right, so in this case Tron, so if Tron gets within 5 points of this 313, where's Tron at? Right there. Right? Then that number will light up green. Okay, and it'll get brighter and brighter as it gets closer to the target price. And so by having a quick glance, you can see, oh, this guy's almost ready to fill. This one's almost ready to fill. And not only that, but these guys will light up too. Not these ones, because these don't have a sell order, right? So I'm not really concerned with those until they have a sell order in place. But these guys will light up green when the ask price is within 5. I mean, this whole row will light up green when the ask price is within 5 points of the exit, right? So now I can kind of see, I scroll a little bit and I'll see, okay, I got 3 or 4 of these things that are within 5 points of exit. I know that there's a good chance that some of these rounds are going to close. Okay, and not only that, but if you remember the original bot that I had, every time a sell order filled, you would hear the ka-ching. Well, I didn't do away with the ka-chings. I need those ka-chings. They're beautiful. They make me happy. So these guys too, as soon as a round ends, ka-ching, right? And so yeah, I kept that. Over here you have, this is Binance US, which I've been really impressed with. The liquidity on Binance US right now is crap. Like, compared to, say, Coinbase Pro, and definitely not, it's nothing compared to the regular Binance, right? Which I'm not allowed to trade on because I'm one of those evil Americans. But because I'm an evil American, Binance made special provisions for us to be able to trade as well on a US-based exchange. But right now the liquidity is crap. So a bot like mine will do really well because there's because the spreads on the order books are fairly high, especially for these pairs. And my thing always trades within the spread. So every buy order that it places is within the spread. That means it's between the bid and the ask price, right? I never place taker orders unless the market is moving fast enough that I can't place a maker order. Well, if you look here, right, I say I'm buying 392 Tron at this price and selling 392 at so-and-so price, right? And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to increase my Tron stash, right? I'm trying to increase my Bitcoin stash, and I'm just using Tron as a means of doing that. But on the other side, if I go down to Bitcoin USDT, okay, right, if you look here, because I'm using USDT to buy Bitcoin and I'm selling Bitcoin to get USDT back, right? I'm not interested in USDT, I'm interested in building my Bitcoin stash. So here I buy, and it says, what does that say? $23.98, right, at this price. But then here I sell $23.51, right? So there's a difference of about 47 units that I'm keeping, right? So I buy this many Bitcoin and I sell all but 47 units or whatever, right, of it. And that increases my Bitcoin stash. Okay, it gets me back the money that I spent, and I get to keep some of the Bitcoin that I bought in the first place, right? And so that's where that, and I'm doing the same thing with Ethereum. Let's see, right? So ETH here, because I have to trade it against USDT. I'm not interested in increasing my USDT stash, right? But I am interested in increasing my Ethereum stash. So here I'm buying 4,056 units, right? And I'm selling 3,975 units, right? And if you add up, if you multiply the quantity times the price, I think I'm doing $50 worth. So this is $50 worth here, right? And this is $50 worth, right? So I'm spending $50 on Ethereum. I'm keeping some of the Ethereum, and then I'm selling the rest for $50. I don't need to increase my USDT stash, but I'm only interested in increasing my Ethereum stash. Likewise with Bitcoin, I'm doing the same thing, right? $50 worth here, and then I keep some Bitcoin and sell what's left for $50. Okay? But for all these guys, where I have BTC as the, as the base currency, or the, I don't know why, I always get those mixed up. There's the base and there's the quote currency, right? Where I have BTC on the right hand side, basically. I'm not interested in increasing my Tron or my Matic or any of that stuff, right? So that's why I buy 392 at this price, I sell 392 at this price, because that's all the Tron, the 392, right? But I'm getting back more Bitcoin each time I sell. Okay? So one way, I'm keeping some of the Bitcoin that I buy, and the other way, I'm getting back more Bitcoin than what I started with. But either way, I'm increasing my Bitcoin stash. I hope that makes sense. And the bot handles all of that stuff for me. I literally do nothing but sit here and say, ooh, look, a round's about to close, or whatever. Or when I hear the ka-ching, I'm like, yes, And every ka-ching at the moment is $1, basically. $1 worth of crypto, or, yeah, $1 worth of Bitcoin, approximately. And so, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And in the last 7 days, I've had about just over 200 rounds close. So that's about $200, right, in a week. Anyway, and so eventually we're going to have more money on here, and it'll scale, and so each round might be $10, right? And I don't know if I want to do much more than $10 per round, profit. But if I decide that I need to scale much more than that, then I'll start looking at having it running on multiple exchanges, so that it's still trading relatively small amounts, especially when you have a thin order book like here on Binance US. But I got a feeling that's going to change though, because Binance US, it looks like they're stealing a lot of Coinbase Pro customers. Coinbase Pro is going bye-bye. Binance US is incentivizing other exchanges to join them, and I'm digging that, because I would really like to see these order books get a little fatter, you know, just so that, because I have these like Tezos and Tron orders that some of these things take hours to fill, you know. And let me see if I got any so see, and then the entire round for Tron is right here is 306 units, 313 units. That's 7 points. And sometimes I'm waiting hours and maybe even a day or so for the price to move 7 points, you know, because the order book is so thin and nobody's wanting to match those prices, right? But as soon as I tighten the spread, my order goes in and I tighten the spread. If there's any activity, my orders get filled pretty fast. But then when I put the sell order in 7 points away, it's like watching paint dry to see that thing get filled. It's terrible. Anyway, so that's all I have. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.